Today we are going to be priming and undercoating the Lethal Classic. Or, in your instance, you may be doing this on your, what?
What's this?
Really? Really? Coronavirus. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today we are at Craig's house with Heath. And we've taped off the car. Now you may be wondering, man, you have to primer the car before you can tape it off. Well, we primered it. And if you missed it, here's a few short clips and pictures. Okay, now that we've got through that, we got the whole car primered. The underside is really the only side that needs to be touched. So what we're doing is we're putting an epoxy primer, and then we're using this Raptor, basically liner. It's kind of like a Line X in a way, applied with a spray gun, and we're gonna undercoat the whole car. And the bottom is gonna be finished. Now, I wanna talk about a few things that we ran into from media blasting the car. So we media blasted the car. They did the exterior with glass with water, so it didn't put heat in the panels, which was great, but they used sand everywhere else, and that made it a freaking nightmare because sand is coming out of every joint everywhere ever, and it's being a pain. And then we found out the rust inhibitor that we put all over the car was an oil base. Nothing wanted to stick to it, so we had to go over the car with a what was it, an acetone cleaner or a petroleum product cleaner from Temecula Valley Paint. We highlighted what was going on. He's like, "Are you sure you're not using good tape?" I'm like, "No, we're using your tape." And they're like, "It's probably oil based." We tested it; it was oil based, so we properly cleaned it all off, and that gave us a nice smooth bottom to basically be able to tape to, which was great. So we got a big plastic bag. We've taped up the entire car all the way so you can see where the firewall is going to be lined, or at least where we're going to go up to. So it's going to be all nice and clean, and the rest of the car is completely covered and hidden because we're using an epoxy primer that is not very sandable, and the method that they have us doing is a spray on the epoxy and then literally follow right up with the Raptor liner. So it's what would be considered a wet on wet. So that's where we're at. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to record some of this and not get my camera covered in primer and Raptor liner, but it's exciting because we're gonna have a finished bottom of a car by the time this video's done. And this is like something we've been dreaming about, because literally once the bottom is finished, we can put the suspension on, we can basically create the roller, fully assemble the car, and start the body work. So obviously we're gonna tape up and wrap up all the suspension and everything, so all of our new pretty Detroit speed suspension doesn't get just destroyed, but it's gonna be awesome. So let's do it. So last night my dad and I were out here while Heath was partying in Old Town, and he gave me a little bit of guidance before he left in areas to seam seal, but the theory was if you saw light or thought you saw light, just squeeze some seam sealer in it. He got mad at me that I put it on the outside and not the inside of the car. Well, actually, I put it on the inside of the car and the outside. Double seam sealed. So now he's cleaning it up so it looks pretty, because he says I ruined my car now. He didn't actually say that, but he suggested it. So the epoxy layer is on. I think Heath is gonna hit it a little bit more, or at least get another pass. But that bottom of the car is sealed and protected. Epoxy coat finished. Now it's time for the Raptor coat. This video is not sponsored by Coors Light. And now the Raptor lining begins. Looks like it doesn't coat that thick. Kind of have to sit in one spot for a while, huh? So as I mentioned earlier, we're doing a wet on wet application. So the epoxy just went on, we let it sit for a little bit. I mean, from the start to finish, it obviously started drying, but we're finishing up the lining. Dude, this turned out so good. Like, look how good this looks. Look at that texture. That whole bottom side of the car is just perfectly layered. So what we're gonna have to do is, when we get this last bottle done, we're gonna have to peel off all the tape and everything, so we don't get instances where we end up ripping the lining off, which I don't think should happen, but better be safe than sorry. But this whole bottom of the car is now forever protected. So one full kit did the whole bottom of the car. Now we're just literally touching up the little things. I mean, burning it through, might as well. But man, I can't get over how good this looks. I mean, we're legit ready to get it off and make it a roller. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. So we're peeling off all the tape before everything dries. There's nothing more satisfying than to see your line come to life. We lost some primer. Well, let's just not lose the undercoat. Looks so good. Okay, I need to go help. So huge shout out to Craig and Heath for all their hard work. Thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Craig the paint mixer and painter, Heath the painter and taper and scraper and blower and sucker and yeah. We finished though. Look at, oh, looks so good. Undercoat's done. We're gonna get this car into a rolling state and start hanging sheet metal. And we're gonna start building the car, boys and girls. It's gonna be good. So car's inside. We're really happy with how it turned out. Look at that line. Look at that line. Oh, it looks so good. Don't worry, we've already welded and did everything there. We just gotta putty it and make this nice and smooth. So it's gonna look really good. Ah, yeah. But that's all she wrote for today, guys. Huge shout out to Craig and Heath for all the work that they put into this car this weekend. I can't even say thank you enough to these guys. They are amazing at what they do, and what this car is going to turn out is going to be amazing. But thanks for checking out the video. As always, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content. Likes, comments, shares are appreciated. Let me know what you guys think of the finished result. Post down below in the comments. But until next time, see you on the road. Oh, also, huge shout out to Russ for the tri-tip today. His tri-tip's good.